study of family life among Latin Americans is an essential key to understanding their culture, the similarities to our way of life, and the differences. Fortunate is the visitor from the north who has seen the interior of a fine home and who has been accepted into the family circle. Such a visitor may see the son of the house bringing his girl home. This almost certainly means that they are engaged. In most cases, she has already met his parents. And now there's this little ceremony of showing her the family heirlooms. Her first visit is almost part of the marriage ritual. Much of the art seen in Latin American homes bears witness to proudly remembered family histories. Paintings and sculptures, many of them acquired during sojourns in Europe, form a cherished part of a family's tradition and are handed down from father to son, along with the responsibility of running the family's affairs. The head of the household is really its chief, but the authority he wields is equal by the affection in which he is held. His is not a rule by force, but by sentiment and loyalty. You can sense it in the genuine respect shown by the children, in the equally genuine discipline that governs even the most ordinary family function. It never occurs to the younger generation to complain of this authority. This intense family feeling is especially in evidence on Sunday. Their church going they do together, as a family habit, a racial custom, a lifelong discipline. We see the family come from church together, each observing his duties of respect and the niceties of inter-family relationships. What is the corresponding situation among ourselves on a Sunday in a typical American town? Well, Sunday is a real family day with us too. The day we spend enough time together to approximate the group quality of Latin American family life. We too go to church with our families, and after church we too feel the pull of a clan pride. As we greet the members of other clans, we would be a weak people if our family life were weak. We all know that it is not weak. Our concern at the moment is to point out some interesting differences between the Latin Americans and us. After Sunday dinner, our young folks are pretty sure to wander off in pursuit of their own interests. The older people are left to their own devices, in the amiable hope that they will find something useful or amusing to do. Our young people don't have to obey the conventions familiar in Latin America. Boys and girls are accustomed to share their good times together. How differently these things are managed in the lands to the south. Lovely señorita on balcony. But when you see it in Latin America, you can be sure the couple is engaged. For until that time, the señorita is well protected. Chaperones are always in evidence. At both ends of the social scale, the system of great estates tends to preserve the family structure. The estates, and often they are amazingly large, have been handed down from generation to generation. They're closely held family affairs. It is easy enough to lay stress on the huge income from a tremendous estate, on the magnificence of the owner's scale of living, on the fact that even the local chapel was built by him, and on the landowner's economic control over the lives of his workers. It is also easy to overemphasize all this, for in Latin America, as elsewhere, an immensely wealthy landowner can hardly be called typical of his people. Now for the other end of the scale, the workers on the estate. The unit is not the individual, as it is for the most part among our employed farm labor, but families working and living as such, so that the estate becomes a collection of families, one in the exalted station of owner and employer, and all the others wage earners. Everybody, from top to bottom, is part of a family group. Mother, brother, and sister are in the fields with father, whether the work be picking coffee beans or planting tobacco. Each family is a small working unit with father as foreman. Employment is often seasonal, and the total family income is small. The housing is what the landowner can or will provide. There are no labor unions among these plantation workers. Hours, wages, and living conditions could, in many cases, be a great deal better. The farmer's family, father, mother, sons, and daughters, depend on one another completely. They live and die as they work and play together. If you go along the dusty back roads of Mexico or Brazil, of Peru or Colombia, sooner or later you'll meet with the country people on their way to town at fiesta time. These are their days out, their vacation, their shopping trips, their holy days, and their drinking days, all combined. But seldom does a man, old or young, set out on this road without his whole family. How tell you what a fiesta means to a Latin American, you who live a block or two from a movie theater and the corner drugstore? Can you understand the excitement of a visit to a town market? The joy of just seeing its simple commodities, of knowing its noise, its smells, its color. A few rapid phrases can hardly do justice to the religious feeling of a simple Indian family, to the satisfaction and security which faith gives to these people. Their ancient traditions have been given a new expression and a new meaning by the spiritual forces that came from Europe. Costumes and rituals that came into Latin America with the Spanish and Portuguese priests of the 16th century have been handed down from father to son. And from father to son have come down the Indian special rhythms, his love of song and dance. The two traditions have been combined, and together they make a fiesta. And these two elements, one American, the other European, are to be found in every ceremony of native family life. They strengthen each other and lend significance to the words Latin American. Let us return from the fiesta with some of the Indians and part Indians who don't work on the big plantations, but on their own little farms, usually way up in the hills. Such a little farmer needs family cooperation even more than the estate worker, for his incredible toil never ends. Anything but the simplest agricultural tools are unknown. Except for the oxen, which the white man introduced, the Indians work as their fathers worked before Columbus crossed the ocean. Life is not easy up here, 12,000 feet above the sea. Strangers are rare. The outside world seldom climbs this high. Except for salt and iron implements, the essentials of living can be wrested from the steep hills themselves, if you're tough enough to do it. But this hard, simple living has its compensations. You see it in the faces of the hill people throughout Central America and South America. A sturdy self-reliance, a simple dignity, a humble kind of self-assurance that comes from taking nothing from any man and needing nothing. These people are independent, but not independent of their families. The families are so compact and unified that each member takes the relationship for granted. It's as though these were the limbs of a living tree. Cut off, they could not exist. Property is family property. Work is family work. Each member has certain specific duties of his own, in addition to acting as a member of a team when the work to be done is more than a one-man job. And the specific duties are fixed by a tradition that is probably thousands of years old. From the time she was a toddling baby, the Indian woman has learned the skills of mother and cook, as well as those of butcher and baker and candlestick maker. Her family must count on her having these skills. There is no other place for them to turn. That is how personal pride gets mixed up with family pride, how self-respect becomes respect for the family and for a father and mother who are symbols of its unity. In this simple world, when you need something, a suit or a shawl, or even a pair of shoes, you make it yourself, right from the material on up. There are no specialists as such in this kind of community. The arts and crafts are familiar to everyone in the family unit, and they are not mere hobbies. Art becomes part of the daily experience of living. The same kind of united family effort is used in the making of things that are to be sold, that is, in the economic production of the family. If it's weaving straw hats, if it's repairing nets or fishing, the business is a family business, carried on by all its members within the conventions of family tradition. A Tarascan father may have the skill to build a boat, but he may depend on his wife and children to weave the patates they take to market. Together they win their common bread. But in recent years, many of the Indian families have come down to the town to stay. One market day, they didn't go back to their homes on the large estates or in the hills, but they did not leave their traditions behind. They knew only one way of life, and they continued to live in the city as they did in their quarters on a coffee fazenda or in an Andean hut. They lived together as a unit, adapting themselves as well as they can to their new circumstances in a complex, modern world. But a great change is taking place in family life, a change that is connected with the progress and development of all of Latin America. An Indian can't bring his wife to help him in a steel mill or machine shop. A new family relationship has come into existence based on the special technical abilities of a single member. It means that the workers' children can be educated for more skilled work and ultimately find a place in an economic scheme higher than their fathers. New, too, is the freedom that is being won by the Latin American woman, a freedom to face life. There is no place for a chaperone in the busy life of an earnest professional. Our good neighbors to the south are building themselves a new world. The youth of the upper classes are coming out of the seclusion of their courtyards and are facing the future in a world to which everyone contributes according to his ability. Only slowly, as the Industrial Revolution begins to permeate the structure of Latin American family life, is the middle class gaining strength and importance. Most of us in the United States feel that we belong to a middle class. Our family life is all right, too. Though each one of us has his own interests, an individual point of view that is not always shared or even approved by the others. We like it that way. It's natural to us. But if Latin Americans feel differently, we must try to understand them, as we want them to understand our way of life. Take the Lopez family down in Buenos Aires. They're getting along fine. The father is a skilled mechanic. The young folks like to go to the movies, and they and their friends are good at the games we play. And they have in abundance that special family feeling. When you look around their table and see their affection and loyalty and devotion, you know that they have something fine, something to be guarded and cherished.